everybody, it's Miss Willow. A while back, I made a YouTube short making a small tutorial on how to draw a dragon's head from the side. I gained an unexpected amount of attention on that video, along with lots of criticism, which is very helpful to me as somebody who is trying to teach. So, it helps me better learn how to explain my artistic process, my intentions, and be able to show a different way of how to draw things for other people. And seeing as how a YouTube short is a minute or less, it was pretty hard for me to fit in the information that I needed on showing you guys how I draw, or how you guys could draw a dragon. So, many ways to draw a dragon, and it's not in my nature to say whether one is right or wrong, if anatomy is perfect or able to be understood. I believe that dragons are a mythical creature, which can be a great outlet for artists to pour their creativity into, whether that makes sense in a design or not. I figure a dragon can look however you want. So, I have examples of just some sketched dragons that I have made in the past, recent and far past, and showing you guys that there are so many different ways that you can even create these. Some are colored in, some are just to be colored, some are scary, and some relate like dogs, some are goat-like, some are very happy and cartoonish, and some, you know, have their own special cool features to them that you might not find anywhere else. So it's really up to you, but I'm going to show you guys how I would draw a very generic dragon head from the side. And I am encouraging anybody who follows along with this to please be creative and not cut yourself short on trying out different features and adding different anatomy and things that may not make sense. It's a dragon. Have fun with it. When starting out, I always feel like the eye is the centerpiece or focal point of artwork, especially in character art and my art in specific. So I like to start by drawing what my eyes are most likely going to be drawn towards in the picture. So, as a centerpiece, the eye seems to, in my opinion, lay out where the rest of the facial features are going to go. Now, if you struggle to draw eyes, or even reptilian eyes, have fun with this. It's a dragon, it's a mythical creature. Play around with it, have fun. Your eyes can be any shape you want. They can be diamond, they can be round, they can be sassy little ovals. It really does not matter. Draw your dragon however you like, and if it's easiest to follow along with this, go right ahead. I then add in a hidden circle. I make sure that it's hidden behind the top of that eye, and I decide, do I want a snake-like eye? Do I want a round eye? Fill that in however you want. Play around with it. There are hundreds, probably thousands of different ways that you can do this. Just generically, I like to shade in the top of it, making it gradient lighter at the bottom. And if you have one of those cool gel pens, you could even put a nice little white dot there for a shine. Again, make this how you want. I like to drag from this corner up, shade a little bit with a line, adding in some scaly eyebrows. Again, I like adding eyebrows to my characters, whether they are a dragon or not, or creature or animal, which is just the style that I decide works for me. Sometimes I even add cool designs, different patterns, multiple different shapes. Again, I always feel like eyebrows and eyes allow you to put a lot of expression in your character or creature. Next, I make sure that I have a dip here. If I start my line way out here, the eyes, in theory, would be way, way, way too far to the right. So I like to make a line. You can kind of scribble this too. I like to make a line sort of pointing down but not center down, just kind of in, like towards your palm. And I round that right back out like a little hook, like a little gardening tool. And sometimes even you could even add little features like this, a little nose wrinkle. Add some depth to it. He's turning up his nose. I like to, again, your dragon can have a beak. It can be short nose, long nose, either way. Just drawing a generic idea here for you. I like to make the nose at the end move slightly more up like this, round it down into a curve, and that's where I decide, do I want this creature to have a beak? This is where I would put a sharp point. Do I want it to have a nice tall snout? Do I want it to be very thin, broad, streamlined face? This is where you really get to decide, at least in this way of drawing, that all the creativity can just come out of. I like to make my dragon's nostrils start lower down and go into more of a boxy diamond kind of shape. The boxy diamond has always been something that helps me out with my style, and it may or may not help you, but play around with this. I like to also shade a bit of the nose. I give it more of kind of like a dog nose, and this would be a different color if I would color it in. But I'm gonna go with just a medium thickness top jaw here. I like to add some zigzag patterns and just play around with the shapes. Get into spirals and designs and curls when doing this. Oh no, pencil, please work. Making a video. um, make the lines go up and then down and then up again. You could even make the dragon smiling and add a little curved line there. You can make him happy, you can make him angry, you can have him baring teeth. You can, play around with it. It's fun. Now, right here, I tend to allow some room for animalistic features. I like to personally give my dragons dog-like features. So they have a bit of fur, they have horns, they have a mixture of scales, but right here is where I give that allowance for, like, a big long whisker, or just little whisker holes, or dots, or patterns. This could be diamonds, this could be scales, this could be anything. Following the path of the eye, also. Diamonds, scales, little tiny details like this. Just following the own path of your lines with your patterns, I have found helps me with bringing to life new ideas. And right now, as you can see, I'm just playing around with a pattern. I am just designing. I am just having fun. Adding a tooth here. Adding another tooth at the bottom. Adding another one. See that? Now, for the bottom jaw, you can either have it stick out here if he's gonna have like a little mush rash or something. You could have it start down here. It is up to you. Go along with curves and lines and to play around with it. It's going to be okay. I like to go about art as there's no rules. There's no right or wrong. There is just fun and creativity, and I have found that I am happier with my drawings and with my art when I just go with it and not worry about if something is up to standards. Now, I like this pattern. I could have given him a big, thick jaw. Actually, that would look pretty cool. But for this particular design, I'm going to go with more of a streamline, thin viewpoint for this. Very spiky, very thin. I like to curve that down, point it up, follow it with the rest of the face. You see, following your lines. How fun is that? This is where curves and fun really just comes into play. I like to add, like I said, fur. These could easily, if you don't like the idea of fur and you want to add more spiky, dragon-like features to your creature, go ahead and make those spines. Be creative. But for me, that'll be kind of fur. And again, doesn't matter if it's facing up, doesn't matter if it's spiky out, doesn't matter if it's pointed down or flat or curly. It is up to you. I like to follow my lines with the rest of the creature. Um, Ears are interesting. You could do a webbed, which I'm going to do for this one. I like to fan it out like a hand spread. And I like to start it right kind of near the eyebrow, the end of the eyebrow, where it's facing. Following your lines can be very important to mapping out the rest of the character. Don't mind the hand felted vegetables. I love them. Oh my gosh, I did not make them, but my sister brought them up when she came to visit. They were so cute. Again, following the curves of the face, following the curves of other patterns and features is awesome. As you can see, I'm laying out where the middle portions of the webbed ears are gonna go. And having fun letting the pencil move, letting the pencil flow. No strict lines or movements or rules unless that is how you like drawing. And I add the webbing in, some straighter than others, some really curved. I like to add some really sharp ones, and I could even connect it to the chin, you know? Have fun with it. There's so many different things you could do. Again, I just like to shade little bits. So to make these look kind of foldy, I add a line there and shade a little triangle down, shade a little triangle down. And I'm not going to color this in this video. This is just a sketch idea. And maybe some of the ways I talk about any of it might be helpful to someone. And if it's helpful to somebody, that's awesome, and that makes me very happy. Now we have this basic structure, and the forehead can again go right down. Let's ignore what's going to go there for now so that we can envision the neck. I like to, again, follow kind of, if you like the structure to it, this forehead line that's facing down, if you drag that all the way down, I like to start the neck there. You can start the neck wherever you want. It can have like gills. You can have his head facing more forward. This is how I like to do it. And just so that I can not leave the bottom empty for the bust, I like to... doing this with one hand is not fun. I like to diamond shape this out and follow the rest of the neck down. It can be lumpy, it can be straight, it can be whatever you want. Now that you have a diamond-esque shape, not perfect, just letting the pencil go wee. You get it. I'm even gonna add, you can add this too. You can add little details like horns, little spikes, following the head up, getting into big spikes, little shark fin kind of spikes. And then those can even go down the neck like so. Letting your patterns follow your other patterns. Super cool. You can even shadow some of the edges of those, and it'll make them stand out more. Even the top ones. I did not leave enough room for the horns, so I'm going to erase a little bit of that. Oh no. Bear with me. There we go. And this isn't perfect. This is just a demonstration. I like to add, kind of on a diagonal angle, little, kind of like an M shape, like sideways M. Just, again, a little rounded out area where the horn can stick out of. You can make your horns any way you want. You can make them curly ram horns. You can make them tiny little horns. You can make double set of horns, anything, 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 anything. You can have big, tall horns, thin, really thick. It does not matter. Have fun with it. Uh, you can test one out. If you don't like it, erase it. Think of something else. It is a creative journey. But I'm gonna have little curly horns, little devilish dragony horns. And I'm even gonna add some, you know, little segments to them. Wider and then more closer together as you get to the top. And I'm even gonna add a little shadowed one in the background. Doesn't have to be perfect. Shading it in so that he is a little bit more 3D. See? It's coming together. It's awesome. Since his head I want to be slightly turned, I'm gonna draw a reference line. Sometimes I make this go right to the center here of where that diamond shape is for the neck. But, it can go anywhere you want. I just like it to curve with the neck. If you draw a line coming out here, you can do a web in, line, web, and a little bit below the last line each time can make it look really epic and 3D for the neck plates. And there you go. I can even add, you can do whatever patterns you want. Like I said, playing around with little dots and patterns and even whiskers, little lines coming out here and there can make it even more personable. The diamonds I have there, I'm going to add right down here. And there you have it. Very simple dragon profile from the side. And again, I don't like to be anybody who says that there is one way to draw it. If that works for you, that's awesome. If you like to draw your dragons a specific way, that's awesome. Those who struggle with that and want to expand in different ways, this is just my very generic way of drawing. Again, like I said, I would add features that are very different or weird or play around with it. What I'd like to look at references of real animals and add features from those. Try different ears, try actually hair, maybe lion's mane, something. Let me know if any part of this video was helpful to you. If you learned something new, if you feel a little bit more confident in drawing a dragon. I hope to make more long-form videos demonstrating ideas and ways of drawing in the future. Maybe from this front a dragon, maybe a full-body dragon. I really do like to specialize in dragons. But if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.